number 16 of the 28 days of Pilates. Today we are going to work into your posture. So I want you to come to this with an open mind. Put aside everything else that you've learned and just sort of be in tune with your body today, okay? So let's get started. We're going to start seated, and you're going to be here for a bit, so I want you to prop yourself up if you're not comfortable. Grab some pillows, cushions. You can even sit on a chair or couch or something. So let's close our eyes and just focus inward. Start to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just start to let that breath energize your body. And as you breathe, notice where maybe there might be some restriction of where your air is going. You might feel tight in certain areas. I want you to try to get the breath 360 degrees around. So as you inhale, really trying to expand the ribs out to the sides, as well as front and back. And as we're seated here, you're really anchoring the pelvis. Your two sits bones, your tailbone, anchoring towards the floor. We're trying to maintain a neutral pelvis. So you want your hip bones and your pubic bone to be lined up. See what that feels like. You just anchor and align. Now your tailbone is at the end of your spine, and your spine is a living force inside you. And it has energy to it. So when we think of our spine, many of us think of it as sort of hard bones that line up along our back. And that can be very restrictive feeling. But I want you to think of your spine as very supple and malleable with a flexibility to it, okay? So as we're seated here, and you're anchoring your tailbone, allow it to sort of hook out a little bit. I want you to imagine each vertebrae stacking upon the next. And with each vertebrae, you want to get some space between them. So we'll start an anchor at the low back. And we're going to work our way up each vertebrae through the low back. And as you stack, you might start to feel yourself elongating. And then you're going to work your way up through your waist. And you know your spine is front, back, side to side, so it's 360 degrees around. So just pull up. I'm working my way through my mid-back right now. Through your upper, your neck, and right at the top of your head. And your spine sort of sways a little bit, so allow that sway to happen. Try not to anchor and brace yourself here. We tend to brace a lot in our belly scoop where we're restricting our spine. So we've learned our belly scoop. So I want you to draw your belly in and up, but not so much where it restricts this feeling of the spine. And when you really picture your spine elongating like we did, it's almost as if your belly scoop naturally happens, right? And we're pulling that belly scoop in 360 degrees around your body as well. So everything pulls and helps you pull in and up without restricting. Good, now open your eyes. How do you feel? How does that posture feel? Notice I didn't cue anything in your shoulders. I didn't cue anything in your ribs. Just your spine. So your pelvis is anchoring because it's part of your spine. Your tailbone's there. It's going through your low back, up, out your head. And when you really think about it in terms of your spine, your body just naturally falls into place. So I want us to keep this idea of the spine as we sort of work from side to side. So I want you to keep lifting up tall. You're just going to float one arm up. I've got my right arm. Just float it up. And really imagine that spine growing longer. And as you inhale, we're going to keep floating it, and we're going to go up and over as you anchoring the sit bone. So the pelvis stays where it is. We're just trying to move our spine up and over without restricting anything. And then we float it right back up to center. Good. Now other side. We lift up tall from that spine. Your arm just follows. Let's not focus too much on the arm. Just really want it about that spine. So let's just go side to side with it. We inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more each side. Good. Come to center. Now, anchoring the sort of the pelvis, I want you to think about the twist coming from your tail. So as we twist, it starts at the tail, works its way up through the low back, through the mid and upper. And you're keeping that length in your vertebrae. Just look over your shoulder as you kind of do that. And then come to center. Other way, from that tail all the way up out of the crown of your head. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhale, and use your hands to help guide you. Exhale. And you can play with that belly scoop. I don't want you to brace it too much, but see if it can help elongate those vertebrae a little bit more. You may think this is easier posture work than week one, but really I didn't want to introduce this in week one. I wanted you to get all those principles first before we start working like this. Good, now come to center. Beautiful. Now from here, I'm going to draw my belly in, but let's start with sort of the low vertebrae. We don't want to compress them, right? We want to keep lifting them long, but we can round them at the same time as we sort of flex back. We're not collapsing, right? You got that nice long spine. And then we're going to come back up on top of the sitting bones. I'm going to just place light pressure on my shins as I help it open me up here. And again, I'm thinking tail all the way out of the head, lifting and elongating as I extend. Come to center. Exhale back. Good, one more time. Good, and bring it to center. Awesome, let's lie down on our backs. So now as we're on our back, you're anchoring the pelvis here. Feet are hip bone distant. All right, and I just want you to think about really elongating that spine as you anchor the pelvis. And we're going to start to curl the pelvis towards us as we lift up, pressing your arms down to lift. Take an inhale here up at the top. Really open your chest as you press your arms down. And then as you exhale, we're going to get each vertebrae and we're going to place it down, but we're going to create length with each drop. And find your neutral. Try it again. Inhale. No compressing, really find length. Think of the energy of your spine, right? Let it be malleable, let it be supple. And exhale down. What if we thought of it that way versus just kind of a line of bones? Inhale. Exhale. Stay. Exhale. So our spine is meant to move. It's meant to just bend and forward and back, side to side, rotating. Good, just right through the center of that spine. One more time. Inhale, center spine. Exhale it down. Good. All right, so from here, let's just take our legs out wide, take our thighs and just sort of rotate here and just allow sort of movement to happen into that low back as we take our hips side to side. Good. Bring it back to center, turn it to your side, cradle your head in your hand. We're going to cradle both hands and our head Really find a long spine, okay? On our inhale, we're gonna open it up and really let mobility happen in the spine as your knees stay stacked. And then exhale as you bring it back to center. Inhale as you open, keep shooting that top knee forward. Exhale, close. Again, from the tailbone all the way up the spine, out the crown of your head. One more time. Let it initiate from that low twist all the way up the spine. Good. Come to center. We go the other side. Cradle the head, anchor the hips, and inhale it up. So what if you think about your spine having this energy force and it's almost alive, right? So move from that center. Let it flow, let it move. 2 more. It's just a different way of thinking of the work. Good. Come to center. Beautiful. All right, we're going to turn to our back. We're going to take our hands behind our head, squeeze your thighs together. Take a giant inhale here. You do want to find that length, right? Tail to head. Find it. Stretch it. And then on your exhale, from your head, that upper part of your spine is trying to curl. Inhale it down as you find that length. Exhale. And that lower part of your spine is reaching long. Good. One more time. Good. Pull the thighs in towards your chest. And then find your tabletop position. Take an inhale here. Find the length in that spine. Exhale as you flex up. I want you to stretch the arms and legs long as you really find that length in your spine. Really get the center thoughts there. Exhale as you pull in. Keep that upper spine really reaching. Inhale, stretch. Exhale in. So with this thought process of the spine really supporting you, good, but it's not restricting you. It has life to it. 3 more. Press and pull. And press and pull. One more time. Press it out. Good. And pull it in right here. Beautiful. Taking our knees to tabletop, our hands behind our head. Let's flex it up again. Good. And really maintain this position as we inhale. You're just going to cross it over. Inhale, really twist. Exhale as you come back to center. Inhale the other way. Good. What does it feel like to twist from the spine? Does it change anything for you? You got 4 more. Good. Also change the breath a little bit so that you can really reach the spine long on that inhale. Exhale, center. 1 more. Good. And bring it back down. All right, using your legs to help roll yourself up. Come to center as we flex our feet in front of us. Good. And we're going to kind of press our heels down and reach through them. Can you anchor your pelvis and sit up tall, just like we did in the beginning of class? A little harder with the legs straight. Good. Now use the force of the hamstring and heel down to help lift and propel you up that spine. Anchoring those sitting bones and just thinking tail to head, lifting you up out of the crown of your head as you anchor the sitting bones. Good. And then take an inhale here, find more length. Exhale, up and over. Inhale up. Exhale over. Good, one more time. And up. Good. I'm going to sit forward a little bit and grab my thighs, come up to my tippy toes. I'm still in that V position, but I'm just kind of holding underneath my thighs. You kind of place your hands right underneath your thighs. All right, so now I'm going to give a little belly scoop. So just kind of roll back a little bit, and then I want you to find that length in your spine. And as you do that, you're going to take one knee up, and then try to maintain exactly where you are as you take the other leg. Good. Now, keeping that spine nice and long, find that posture. You're going to grab the front of your leg somewhere, from like ankle to shin to thigh. You can even hold up here. We're going to try to stretch it up. Good. And maintain that length. Pull your shoulders down. And then other side, you're going to grab it. You're going to try to find that length in the spine as you stretch up. Bend your knees. And again, find that length in the spine as you reach up. One more time. And reach. Good. Really lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Bring your legs together and hug them in. Good. Turn to your stomach. So the stomach is a great place to think about the spine as we're working this thought process. So squeeze your thighs together just like you always do. Anchor the pubic bone. So work your way from the low back out the mid back. So really picture this. Right out the head. How does that feel? We're going to keep that length. As we inhale, stretch it longer. And because of that stretch out of the head is how you lift. Exhale it down. Keep the length. And try it again. Inhale it up. Length, length, length. And down. One more time. Now as you're here, you want to keep finding that length. Feel free to lift up and articulate it down. Really reaching that spine even further. Good. All right, so from here, let's come up to a goalpost with the arms coming up. Inhale. Exhale, take the arms out. Now inhale, you're finding that length as you anchor the feet. Lift, and then bend everything back in as you lower down. Inhale it up. Exhale, stretch those arms. Keep hovering. Keep finding more length in your spine. And then inhale, remember our spine is supple. Try to pull it the opposite direction. And exhale it down. Inhale up. And reach. And open. And lower. Again, keep your flow. So as I anchor my legs, I can help use that to create more stretch in my spine. Anchor, reach the legs away, creates more lift and stretch. Good. Press it back. Sit back to those heels. Good. All right, so come here. We're going to sort of cross our ankles, lift our top knee up, and our bottom hand down. So I want your sort of, your wrist, your knee, and your feet to be in the same line. Okay, and then we're going to pull the shoulder down, and we're going to stretch long out of our spine as we come up on an inhale and stretch it over. Good. And then exhale as you bring it back down. You can also keep your bottom knee down. You can come up and lower. Okay? So find where you want to work. Inhale it up. Stretch up and over. Really lift and think of the spine, right? The spine is lifting you up and over. And you bring it back down. One more time. Inhale. Good. And lower down. Let's try the other side. So we're crossing our ankles. All right. And again, you can keep this bottom knee down, just sort of adjust. So we're going to get everything lined up. And here we go. Our hips lift up and over, but our spine is doing this reach. Really focusing on that spine. Good, the way we have. And reach. So where's our pelvis? Our pelvis is anchored and reaching. And then we just take our spine the opposite direction. Good. Inhale, rotate that shoulder open, remember. Squeeze your thighs, anchor them to get more reach of the spine. Right, so the more we hold stability, another part of our body can get more mobility. Here we go, inhale up and over. Squeeze, anchor that pelvis. Lift up and over. Good, and take it down. Good job. Sit and face me. So see how you feel now after you've done that work. How does the posture feel? Anchoring the pelvis, lifting it up. So as I anchor my pelvis and just stretch my spine up, let it breathe, right? We're not restricting that spine where it is. We're just letting it be there and hold us. So I want you to think about that today. Think about your spine. I think a lot of times we protect it too much by bracing too much, by holding in our abs. So then we've sort of restricted a lot of movement that can come, especially in that low back. When we hold in too much, we don't allow the vertebrae to kind of articulate through. So if you think of that spine more as this sort of malleable force with a slight little belly scoop to help support you, but allow it to move in your body. Let it sway in your body. Let it be part of your body. All right, and see if that clicks with you at all. All right, so thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you again tomorrow for a little upper body work. Bye-bye.